Tonight at 10.
I presently get 400 flights a day right over the top of my house, where 4 years ago I got 0.
Inside tonight's meeting on changes to McCarran's flight path. Plus, it claimed the lives of more than a dozen people. Tonight, NHP is taking action to stop the deaths on Blue Diamond. And a mountain lion wanders too close to home. It's an issue that's divided the Las Vegas Valley. Now people get their last chance to sound off over a possible change to McCarran's flight path. Hello and thanks for joining us on this Monday night. I'm Rachel Smith. A right or left turn? It doesn't seem like a difficult decision, but it's an issue that has upset homeowners concerned about property values, safety, and noise. A possible new flight path is tonight's top story, and the WB's Kristine Harrington joins us now to explain. Kristine?
Whether or not you like the proposed FAA flight plan all depends on where you live. And tonight, residents had one last chance to sound off in person. 150 flights. That's how many could be flying over homes in northwest Las Vegas every day if the FAA plan is approved.
Concern is primarily safety. They're talking about routing hundreds of planes every day at low altitude on a tight turn over the most densely populated part of the city.
The FAA proposed plan calls for flights to take off heading west, turning north over the 215, then turning right and heading east.
It makes our airspace a lot more efficient, and it enables us to keep up with the demand, the capacity of this airport.
After all, McCarran Airport is now the 5th busiest airport in the country, with more than 44 million passengers last year. Despite the valley's growth and booming tourism industry, the city has major concerns over the FAA plan.
Nobody wants to slow the growth. We want the airplanes coming, we want the airplanes leaving, but we want to know if we can do it in a different way so as not to affect the bulk of the city of Las Vegas residents.
Residents in the southwest part of the valley support the proposed plan because while it might increase flights over Summerlin, it would substantially decrease the number of flights over their own heads.
I presently get 400 flights a day right over the top of my house, where 4 years ago I got 0.
Southwest residents argue if we're all going to benefit from tourism and growth, then we all must share in the burden.
No, everybody's got to share the noise.
Residents say they wish the FAA would consider taking off straight over the Spring Mountains as opposed to turning left or right. But the FAA says that just isn't possible because of the high elevation.
So, Kristine, what's the timeline like right now? When is the FAA expected to make its final decision?
Well, the public comment phase ends March 14th, and then the FAA expects to have a decision made in June, one that they can implement as soon as September. So this is moving really fast.
Okay, but tonight was the last night to publicly comment about the issue.
Well, you can email.
That's right, in person. We'll tell you how we can do that. If you did miss tonight's meeting, you can still make your voices heard, but you have to do it by email or by snail mail. Now, this is what you do. Go to our website at wblasvegas.com. Make sure to click on links. There you'll find the mailing and the email addresses so you can still share your thoughts on this very heated issue. Thanks, Kristine. Well, the 2 people accused of killing a toddler and leaving her body in a dumpster are expected to be extradited back to Nevada this week. Gladys Perez, the toddler's mother, is in a California jail tonight. Her boyfriend, Mark Anthony Colon, is behind bars in Minnesota. Police believe Colon killed little Crystal Figueroa, and then the 2 left her body in a dumpster at the Villa Cordova apartments. The little girl's identity was unknown for weeks. People simply referred to her as Jane Cordova Doe. Police finally got a break in the case when Crystal's grandmother reported her missing. A California detective connected the dots, and the 2 were arrested. A young teen on her way to school had to seek refuge at a local fire station this morning. The girl thought she was being followed by someone she didn't know. She went to the fire station at Torrey Pines and Smoke Ranch asking for help. Fire officials say that's exactly what their Safe Place program is designed to do.
It's a place where young children or teens can come and get assistance from firefighters, and we'll provide a safe place for them to stay. And it's just not from strangers. It might be their family. It might be children that are being abused, or maybe like the case up in Reno recently where some kids escaped from their parents that were abusing them.
Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's Safe Place program has been in effect since October of 2002. And Metro Police talked with the teen involved in today's incident. The girl was released to her parents. A man involved in a standoff with police at Harrah's Hotel and Casino was back in a Las Vegas courtroom today. Curtis Bonilla is charged with murder and attempted murder for firing at police. Police believe Bonilla killed a Reno tourist in a hotel room and then held police at bay on the hotel's 20th floor during the standoff. Bonilla will remain behind bars at least until his next court hearing. It's an infamous designation, one of Southern Nevada's most dangerous roads. And the NHP says already this year, 6 people have died on Blue Diamond Highway. Around the valley tonight, people fear that death toll will only rise. The WB's Heather Angel explains what's being done to slow down that number.
The valley is booming in the southwest, and unfortunately, so too is the number of fatal accidents. Flares, long lines of traffic, and smashed-up cars. It's becoming a familiar sight on Blue Diamond Highway. This fatal accident happened December 13th. 1 week later, another crash. The woman driving this SUV was hit and killed by an 18-wheeler while she was trying to cross Blue Diamond at Durango.
People are dying over it, and it's not worth it.
Today, the Nevada Highway Patrol is beginning a 30-day special project. The NHP is cracking down extra hard on dangerous driving on Blue Diamond Highway from State Route 159 to Las Vegas Boulevard.
Makes people pay more attention.
The NHP says one problem on this stretch of road is drivers failing to stop at signs and signals. Amy Olip says that's just one of the many problems on Blue Diamond.
Well, speeders, the speed's 65, so most people are doing 60, 65. They need to lower the speed. It's way too fast.
The trucks, because they've got time constraints and all that, I think tend to make moves that aren't exactly safe, you know, and they try to get across, and it's very scary.
Drivers say the NHP crackdown is a step in the right direction, but not a solution.
It needs to have a little more infrastructure to straighten out the highways. It needs 4 lanes or maybe even 8 lanes.
It may be years before Blue Diamond becomes an 8-lane highway, but NDOT has put a stoplight at Blue Diamond and Decatur. NHP says that has helped cut down on serious accidents there. In the newsroom, Heather Angel, WB Las Vegas, News at 10.
And NHP will be cracking down for the next 30 days on Blue Diamond during those peak driving times. That's from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. and then again from 4 p.m. until 8 o'clock at night. This year is starting out to be a deadly one in Metro's jurisdiction as well. So far, there have been 24 fatal accidents. Last year through this time, there were just 14 fatal crashes, so the numbers are definitely higher. And officers blame the increase on a combination of more people, crowded roads, and just plain bad driving. Marijuana is often called a gateway drug. Now it seems fewer Nevada students are taking that path. Marijuana use has dropped over the past 2 years, according to a new statewide poll. The Nevada Youth Risk Behavior Survey found that 39% of high school students said they had used marijuana at least once. That's down from 47% just 2 years ago. Use of alcohol, heroin, meth, and steroids is also down, but the number of students who say they've tried cocaine is slightly up. When it comes to our local job market, it looks like employees are in a great position. With our 3.5% unemployment rate, analysts say it is a good time for job seekers, while it forces some employers to do more to get the candidates they want. Clark County's employment grew by 7% in 2005. About 12,000 of the new jobs created were in the construction sector. Other high-growth areas include professional and business services, which is up 9.3%, and financial activities was up 9.5%. Many companies spread the word about openings at job fairs, and today the Golden Tavern Group did just that. The company is opening up 6 new locations, and they need more than 200 new team members to staff them. Everything from cooks and servers to human resources and security. Golden Tavern Group is Nevada's largest tavern operator with 39 establishments. And if you missed out today, the company is holding another job fair tomorrow. It runs from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. The address is 6595 South Jones, which is right next to the 215. We saw some sunshine this morning, but as the afternoon went on, the clouds rolled in, signaling a definite change in our forecast. Let's get a first look at our weather right now with meteorologist Scott Padgett. Scott?
Well, Rachel, we are going to be seeing a winter weather advisory go into effect at midnight tonight and be in effect until noon tomorrow, as we are seeing the rain rolling its way through in the higher elevations. 4 to 7 inches of snow falling in just a short amount of time. Now, all throughout the day today, the clouds did increase for us. The rain continues to push its way to the northeast, so I expect to see heavy rain as we go throughout the night tonight and for the early morning rush hour. Now, today's pattern shows that we saw a dip in the jet stream, really tapping into this tropical moisture, pumping up the rain through portions of California and also here into portions of the southern Nevada. So we do have the potential to be seeing some flooding as we go throughout the night tonight. Also, the roadways are going to be slick for tomorrow morning, but sunshine's back in our forecast. I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. Rachel.
Many of tennis's brightest stars are in Las Vegas this week for the Tennis Channel's ATP tournament. It is one of the first big events for the new Amanda and Stacey Darling Tennis Center. The center has 23 lighted courts and seats more than 3,000 spectators. The city says the tournament will raise Las Vegas's profile in the sporting world.
Las Vegas is on the map for all kinds of things: entertainment, fine dining, other sports, golf, boxing, but we haven't been on the map for tennis in a long, long time. So this brings us back into the forefront for professional tennis, and obviously we think this is just the beginning of a lot of tennis that will be coming to Las Vegas now.
Pretty exciting. The Tennis Channel Open runs through this Sunday, so you can check it out. It has been a long, hard year, but New Orleans is celebrating tonight. Still to come, we'll take a look at how this year's Mardi Gras celebration is adapting to the changes since Hurricane Katrina. And a scary situation for one neighborhood as a 65-pound mountain lion goes on the prowl. Plus, controversy over a hair and dress code. Is it robbing some students of their heritage? We'll tell you up next. It's back to the beginning for a Dubai company that wants to take over operations at 6 U.S. ports. Investigators say there were so many intelligence gaps, they couldn't even get a handle on how real the threat to U.S. security was. Now the company has agreed to a 45-day investigation before the deal will be approved. So why outsource a job that's so important to national security, especially when 70% of American ports are run by U.S. companies? Washington correspondent Allison Cossack takes a look.
U.S. seaports are the gateways to global trade, where everything from automobiles to apples are shipped in and out of here. But at U.S. ports, it's showing a battle over money and who controls what goes in and out of the U.S. It comes down to the bottom line. In Washington, Allison Cossack reporting.
Her retrial is set to begin in less than a month, but tonight it looks like Andrea Yates is turning down a plea deal. The deal would have sent her to prison for 35 years. Yates is accused of drowning her children in a bathtub. Her initial conviction and life sentence were overturned. Yates is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity. Prosecutors say the deal will stay on the table for the next 10 days. Tonight there is renewed hope that kidnapped journalist Jill Carroll is still alive. Iraq's Interior Minister says he has information that leads him to believe Carroll has not been killed. Yesterday was the most recent deadline set by her kidnappers. They are demanding the U.S. release all female prisoners in custody in Iraq. Carroll is a freelance writer for the Christian Science Monitor. A traditionally black university in Virginia is banning some traditionally black hairstyles and dress. The strict dress code applies to students in a highly successful business program with a 100% placement rate, but there is far from 100% support for this policy.
I've had cornrows, plaits, two-strand twists, gel twists.
We're developing professionals who will go into corporate America, so we don't want extreme hairstyles or extreme attire.
The business program at Hampton University does not allow cornrows, dreadlocks, or long braids. While some don't see the policy as racist, others see the dress code as a sacrifice of their heritage. Here's something you don't want to step outside to: a mountain lion in your backyard. The big cat was spotted early this morning in Altadena, and Fish and Game officials managed to tranquilize the 65-pound feline and remove him. They plan to release him back into the wild. Now, no one was attacked, but a nearby elementary school was placed on lockdown as a precaution. Looks like he's just taking a nap. Well, a day before the actual Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras partiers are filling the streets across the Gulf Coast. It's hard to believe it's been just 6 months since Hurricane Katrina left much of the region in shambles. Keith Oppenheim takes a look.
As a brass band strolls down St. Charles Avenue, followed by double-decker and $120 million in debt. Still, city officials are hoping that Mardi Gras this year will help lure tourists as well as conventions back to the city. In New Orleans, I'm Keith Oppenheim reporting.
Well, it's good to see people still celebrating, but there may not be much to celebrate where our weather is concerned. Let's send things back over now to meteorologist Scott Padgett for a complete look at the forecast. Scott?
Not much to celebrate for us, Rachel. We are going to be seeing rain throughout the night tonight, and also at midnight we have a winter weather advisory that goes in effect for the Sheep Range and the Spring Mountains, as we are going to be seeing 4 to 7 inches of snow fall pretty quickly as we go throughout the night tonight. Rain was falling all throughout the day today in California. We saw the clouds increase as we went throughout the afternoon. Earlier this evening, a little bit of rain started falling for us, and the rain continues to push its way to the northeast. So after midnight, heavy downpours at times, and we are going to be seeing it as we do start out the day tomorrow. This is the pattern of the jet stream throughout the day today. Very strong jet stream tapping into this tropical moisture, pumping it up into southern California, pushing its way through San Bernardino County, also over here into portions of southern Nevada with this low pressure system that is pushing its way eastward. So the high today was pretty comfortable as we saw some sunshine up to 75 degrees above the average of 66. Last night dipping down to 52, well above the average of 44. Now in the rain gauge, no rain for us as we went throughout the majority of the day. Today, tonight, seeing a little bit of rain, but we need the rain, and this is where we could deal with some flooding if we see heavy downpours, because for the month, we're only at 1/100th of an inch of rain, and as you see, we're about 0.66 inches below where we're supposed to be for the month, more than an inch below for the year. So if we see a large amount at one time, we know we can see flash flooding pretty quickly. Tomorrow morning, don't be surprised if the roadways are slick as you head off to work. Right now, we're dealing with cloud cover, also some scattered showers. 61 degrees, humidity is 24%, with a south wind at 16 miles per hour. Widening out the view, you can see as the low pressure and the cold front slammed into portions of California, pretty much the whole entire state. We saw the rain fall, and Northern California dealing with some flooding, trees down, all thanks to this low pressure system. So that will continue to push its way to the north. Cold front approaches, and by tomorrow night, right around 5 o'clock, finally making its way through the region, and by looks like till late tomorrow night, clouds start to clear out. Wednesday, seeing some sunshine. But I want to point out another system already making its way into the Pacific Northwest. That is going to be knocking on our door, bringing another chance of rain into the forecast. With this one, though, colder temperatures as we go into the weekend. All right, tonight, though, cloudy, showers developing for us, 57 degree showers continuing. We'll see a south wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. It will still be breezy for tomorrow. Rain likely. 66 will be our high temperature with a south wind at 15 to 25. And as we look ahead for the next 5 days, seeing 66 on Wednesday, partly sunny skies. Thursday, clouds increase once again. Chance of showers Thursday night, holding on for Friday. Saturday, seeing some sunshine and 63 degrees. Rachel.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Well, how far will educators go to get kids interested in reading? Let's just say a principal at one local school definitely went out on a limb. The story is still to come tonight. Going to new heights to get kids to read. That's exactly what one local principal did today. The principal of Richard C. Priest Elementary bet her students they wouldn't read 1 million minutes from January 3rd to February 24th. Now, if they won the bet, she promised to sit on the school's roof for a full day. And as you can see, the kids won that bet.
Probably my favorite thing about being up here is to watch the expression on the kids' faces. They had a really good time this morning when I actually had to climb that ladder and get out here. And now I've got to spend the whole day with them, and I'm kind of celebrating the fun of reading, because I'm reading to them all day long since they read to get me up here.
If you give a moose a muffin, that's a good selection there. Principal Griffith brought several books with her, including that one, and read to kids throughout the day. And I'll be reading to kids at Doris French this week, so I better grab some selections. I think Dr. Seuss is always good to go with. Might bring that ever-popular WB Frog along with the Mission J. He's a hit with the kids. Thanks for being with us tonight for the WB Las Vegas News at 10 tonight. We hope to see you tomorrow for our early newscast on Gold 33. And, of course, we're back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Have a good rest of your night.